Today we are telling about the problems and about the no gate and the go gate. Today we are going to start with the gear finishing operator. That's the bevel gear milling process and then the worm gear. I hope so you remember. We have already taken the class bevel gear milling process, then spiral wheel generator, then worm gear milling. These are the topics which we are going to discuss today. Okay. So in the case of bevel gear, okay, bevel gear cutting, bevel gear cutting or bevel gear milling process, it's a straight mechanism. Okay. So I hope so. You are seeing the figure of the bevel gear in your screen. Okay, so it's a figure which is drawn in the class note. So we will explain every point by point regarding the bevel gear cutting. Okay, regarding the bevel gear cutting, which always comes under the gear finishing or the lead of machine or gear operations. Everything it comes on the same way. Okay, that's what we say over here in the case of what the case of bevel gear. Okay, so today now we will start with the various parameters. So before starting with the parameters, what happens is you can see the cross section. Okay, the cross section is drawn here. The cross section of the bevel gear is not uniform. You can see here where the cross section of the bevel gear is not uniform, but both thickness and the depth of tooth decreases from large to the small end. That's what decreases from the large tool end. This is the knowledge which decreases from the large to the small end. So that's what happens. So in the case of a bevel gear cutting, okay, that is we can say the milling process. That is you can say in the case of milling process or straight, where the cross section, okay, it always defines the cross section. So the cross section of the bevel gear tooth is not uniform. That's what we say. Where the cross section of the bevel gear, okay, mainly the cross section of the bevel gear is not uniform, but both thickness and the depth of tooth decreases from large end to small end. That's what happens. Decreases from large end to small end. So what happens is the cross section. Okay, the cross section of the bevel gear tooth. That's what we say here. What is this? The cross section of the bevel gear tooth is not uniform. That's what we say here. Okay, cross section of the bevel gear tooth is not uniform. Both thickness and the depth of the tooth decreases from large end to the small end. Both thickness and the decreases of the tooth decreases from the large end to the small end. If a cutter is selected for cutting tooth, if a cutter is selected for cutting tooth, space at any one end of the tooth. That's what say. So what we happens is over here is in the case of bevel gear cutting. Okay, in the case of a bevel gear cutting, where we have bevel, we can name it as bevel gear milling process. That is straight. We can start with the bevel gear tooth proportions. We can always start with the bevel gear tooth proportions. Okay, we can be always starting with the bevel gear tooth proportions, where we have addendum, that is large end. That's gear tooth proportions 20 degree per angle. That is okay. We name it as okay. We name it as IM and symbol is HA. So what happens here is addendum. Then we have dedendum, which is the large end. That's 1.25, and tool depth large end. So all this comes with the large end. So name of the tool element. Okay. So what happens over here is we have addendum everything and face width, cone distance, addendum angle, dedendum angle, pitch angle. So for all this, what we are having is we are having a basic equation. That's what we say. So for all this, we will be having a basic equation. That's all. So what happens over here is we will just have an overview of the bevel gear. Okay, we'll just have an overview of the bevel gear milling process. That is straight milling process, where we can see okay the cross section. Okay, it is always defined as the cross section. What happens, it always defines the cross section. The cross section of the bevel gear tooth is not uniform. Normally the cross section of the bevel gear tooth, okay, the cross section of the bevel gear tooth is not uniform. Okay, and but both the thickness and the depth of the tooth decreases from large end to the small end. What happens, the both, okay, the thickness and the depth of the tooth decreases from large end to the small end. That's what happens. Both the thickness and the depth of the tooth decreases from large end to small end. So if a cutter is selected, okay, if a cutter is selected for the cutting tooth, if a cutter, okay, if a cutter is selected, mainly if a cutter is selected for the cutting tooth, okay, if a cutter is selected for cutting tooth, space at any one end of the tooth, cutting tooth, space at any one end of the tooth, it will not be cut for the other end of the tooth. It will not be correct for the other end of the tooth. That's what happens. So in the case of cross section, what happens is The cross section of the bevel gear tooth is not uniform. In the case of cross section of the bevel gear tooth is not uniform. In the case of bevel, it is not uniform, but both the thickness and the depth of the tooth, decreases from large end to the small end. That's what happens. Just remember, but both the thickness of the tooth, okay, but both the thickness and the depth of the tooth always decreases from the large end to the small end. Then, if a cutter is selected for cutting toothpaste, if a cutter is selected for cutting toothpaste at any one end of the tooth, it will not be correct for the other end of the tooth. So what happens over here is if we have a cutter which is selected for cutting tooth, okay, if we have a cutter which is selected for cutting toothpaste at any one end of the tooth, it will not be correct for the other end of the tooth. That's what happens. So what happens is if a cutter is selected, okay, normally what happens is if a cutter is selected for cutting tooth, okay, if a cutter is selected for cutting tooth, if a so the case of cross section, the cross section of the bevel gear tooth is not uniform. Both thickness and the depth of the tooth decreases. Okay, both thickness and the depth of the tooth decreases from large end to the small end. Okay, from large end, it's mainly from the large end to the small end. Okay, so if a cutter is selected for the cutting tooth space, okay, if a cutter is selected for the cutting tooth space at any one end of the tooth, it will be not correct for the other end of the tooth. It will be not correct for the other end of the tooth. So what happens is like, what happens? We have a section of a bevel gear which is not uniform, but both the thickness and the depth of the tooth decreases from the large to small end. And if a cutter is selected for cutting tooth space at any one end of the tooth, it will not be correct for the other end of the tooth. So the precise point is like, if we have cutter is selected for cutting the toothpaste at any one, okay, at any one end of the tooth, it will not be correct for the other end of the tooth. So for milling, the bevel gears is in milling machine, special methods, okay, for milling. So for milling bevel gears in milling machine, special methods are always followed. Mainly special methods are always followed. Okay, followed. Then the tooth form of bevel gear produced in a milling machine is theoretically not correct. So in the case of a bevel gear, the tooth formed. Okay, in the case of a bevel gear, the tooth formed in the milling machine is not theoretically correct. Not correct. So bevel gears, what happens? So bevel gears are cut in a milling machine only occasionally. So bevel gears are cut in a milling machine only occasionally. That's what happens. So mainly the bevel gears are always cut in a milling machine. So milling machine only happens occasionally. That's what happens. So then what we have, it's mainly regarding the procedure. So what happens is like the following. Okay, the following are the different setups to be produced for a milling bevel gear. So what we have to know, we have to know the calculation of the gear tooth proportion. So we must always or basically know the calculations. Okay, we must always basically know the calculations of what, mainly the calculations of gear tooth proportions. Second one is the indexing arrangement. I hope so you remember what you mean by indexing, as we have studied in the first two modules, and we had it on exam also. So indexing arrangements. Then the third one is the setting of gear blank at cutting angles. Then third one is the setting of gear blank. This mainly the setting of gear blank at the cutting angle. Okay, it's mainly the setting of gear blank at the cutting angle. Then calculation of offset, then selection of cutter, then selection of speed and depth of cut. These are the main procedures. So in this case, the following are the different steps to be followed for milling a bevel gear. Okay, the following are the different steps to be followed for milling of a bevel gear. First one is the calculation of the gear tooth properties. Okay, it is mainly first one. First one is the calculation. It is mainly the calculation of the gear tooth proportions. First one is mainly the calculation of gear tooth proportions. Second one is the indexing arrangement. It is always related to the indexing arrangement. Then third one is the setting of the gear blank at cutting angle. As you know, we have to set the gear blank for the cutting angle, because always all the gears will not be having the same angle for the cutting teeth. So what happens over here is we will be having a setting of a gear blank at the cutting angle. So what happens over here is we will be always setting at a certain respective angle, and it is not compulsory that all the gear angles should be cut on the same axis or on the same axis. It will be different according to the purpose, requirement, functionality. All that features has to be considered. Okay, the gear of the cutting angle will be different also according to the aspects. That's what we say. So what happens is the selection of gear blank at the cutting angle. Then the fourth one is calculation of the offset. So regarding the calculation of offset and cutting the gear. So what happens, the cutter generally with the blank axis. Then what happens is selection of speed and the depth of cut. The final one is the selection of the sorry then the fifth one is the selection of cutter. Okay, then the fifth one is the selection of cutter. So this is what happens. So the selection of cutter. So what happens, the cutter is selected from the standards per gear tables. Mainly the cutter is always selected from the standards per gear table. That's then selection of spread and speed and depth of cut. So the speed and depth of cut is always related to the cutting axis, what all the parameters. So can any one of you tell me what is this, how do we calculate the selection of speed and the depth of cut? Could any one of you tell me how do you calculate the speed and the depth of cut? I asked you. Agilam, could you just tell me what do you mean by the, how do you relate the selection of speed and the depth of cut?
Sir,
Hmm. Yes, Agil. How do you relate the selection of speed and depth of cut? Agil,
sir,
what
the
are you doing?
rate of feed HT.
This is mainly regarding the rate of feed. Are you sure?
Yes,
Okay, it is regarding the rate of speed. But that's what the selection of gear blank at the cutting angle. It is selection of speed is the rate of speed and depth of cut. So my question is, what are the parameters you consider? What are the parameters you consider? Yakil, can you tell me what are the parameters? It is rate means the cutting speed only. My question is, what are the parameters we'll be looking at? Selection of the material, cutting angle, operations, requirement of the purpose. All these are the parameters which we mainly. I already explained this in the class, which I've already told in the class. These are the factors. So this is what happens. So the following. So what happens? The different types of following of milling bevel gear are. First one is the calculation of gear teeth proportions. So what happens? Gear teeth proportions and operations, we can say. What happens? So the different gear tooth proportions shown will be have a calculator. After this, the blank is turned to a lathe to get the required conical surface for the teeth. That's what happens. Second one is regarding the indexing arrangements. Okay, the second one is regarding the indexing arrangement. So what happens? Always we have a gear blank which is held in the dividing head spindle with the help of a mandrel. Simple indexing and direct indexing methods are used. So in this case, what happens? Indexing arrangements, simple indexing and direct indexing are methods are used. I hope so. You remember what you mean by simple indexing, what you mean by direct indexing methods. Okay, you have studied. So, but here what happens in the case of indexing arrangements is the gear blank is always held in the dividing head spindle with the help of a mandrel. The dividing head spindle with the help of a mandrel. That's what happens. The third one was what? The setting of the gear at the cutting angle. The setting of the gear to the cutting angle. So in this case, what happens is for milling a bevel gear, the root line of the gear must be made parallel to the table. That's what happens. You can see in the figure, the root line. Okay, that's what the root line of the table must be made parallel to the angle. That's what the root line of the figure should be made parallel to the angle. Okay, then For this, the dividing head spindle is tilted to an angle equal to the cutting angle, where cutting angle is equal to the pitch cone angle minus addendum angle. This is what happens in the case of setting of a gear blank on the cutting angle. It is mainly happens in the setting of a gear blank in the cutting angle. Okay, setting of a gear blank in the cutting angle. So what happens is, in the case of indexing arrangements, the gear blank. Okay, the gear blank is held in the dividing head spindle with the help of a mandrel metal. So, in the case of setting the gear blank at the cutting angle, what happens is, for milling a bevel gear. Okay, for milling a bevel gear, the root line of the gear must be made parallel. Okay, the root line of the gear must be made parallel to the table. So, for milling a bevel gear, the root line of the gear must be made parallel to the table. For this, okay, for this, the dividing head spindle. For this, the dividing head spindle is tilted to an angle equal to the cutting angle. That's what happens. So, for milling a bevel gear, the root line of a gear must be made parallel to the table. For this, the dividing head spindle is tilted to an angle, cutting angle. So this is what happens in the case of setting the gear blank at the cutting angle. Then we have the calculation of offset and cutting the gear. Then we will be having the calculation of offset and cutting the gear. That's what happens. See, calculation of the offset and cutting the gear. Regarding the calculation of offset and cutting the gear. So what happens? How do you calculate? The tooth space of a bevel gear has a variable cross section. In the case of a bevel gear, we will be always having a tooth space of a variable cross section. In the case of a bevel gear, we will be having a tooth space of a variable cross section. Okay, we will be always having a tooth space of variable cross section. That's what happens then. Calculation of offset and cutting the gear. The tooth space of a wheel gear has a variable cross section. So the taper in the tooth space. So the taper in the tooth space. Okay, so mainly the taper in the tooth space cannot be cut into a single cut. That's what, cannot be cut into a single cut. To get the tapered cross section, the following procedures is adopted. So what happens over here is calculations of offset and cutting the gear. Okay, calculations of offset and cutting the gear. So here what happens is, we have a toothpaste, a small toothpaste is employed. So what happens, the toothpaste. Can anyone of you tell me what do you mean by toothpaste? Amit, could you just tell me what you mean by toothpaste? Amit, could you just tell me what you mean by toothpaste? Yes, Amit. Okay. Karthik, could you just tell me what you mean by toothpaste?
ടൂത്ത് പേസ്റ്റ് എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ
Toothpaste. What do you mean by toothpaste? That's my question. Okay, all this we have already explained in the class. Okay, Sarun Rajiv, could you just tell me what by toothpaste?
Distance between teeth.
No, that's what, very simple. That's it. The distance, in a very simple way he has told, that's the distance between the teeth. Okay, gap or space between the teeth. So in this case, in the case of gear, what happens? What do you mean by teeth? Hmm? What are the parameters you consider for this? In the case of bevel gears, what type of teeth we will be having? We will be having an curved teeth. Okay, we will be always having a curved teeth. Okay, that's what we say. We will be always having the tooth a curved teeth. That is the distance between the adjacent teeth and the measured on the pitch circle. That's what we say. So the difference between the circle thickness and one gear of the toothpaste is mating gear. That is between the two gears. That's called toothpaste. Karthik, clear ആയില്ല? Sorry, Karthik, it's okay, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, so that's what happens here. Over here, we name it as tooth space. So, in the case of calculation of offset cutting, what happens is the tooth space of a bevel gear has a variable cross section. Okay, the tooth space of a bevel gear has a variable cross section. So the taper in the tooth space cannot be cut into a single cut. So always what happens is the taper in the tooth space cannot be cut into a single cut to get the tapered cross section. It's mainly to get the tapered cross section. The following procedure is adopted. First one is set the cutter centrally with the blank axis. In this case, what happens is set the cutter centrally with blank axis. Second one, set the cutter to the full depth of the cut. In this case, second, set the cutter to the full depth of the cut with reference to a large end of the blank. This is done by raising the knee of the machine. And the third one is feed the table and take the central gashing cut. So these are the main calculations for the offset of the cutter. Okay, that's what happens. Then what we have, there are mainly two types of bevel gear generators. Okay, then we have what we say, there are mainly two types of bevel. There are mainly two types of bevel gear generators. Okay, that's what we are going to say. There are mainly two types of bevel gear generators. Okay, what happens over there in the case of bevel gear generators? Okay, that is straight bevel gear generator and spiral bevel gear generator. Okay, first one is straight bevel gear generator and second one is spiral bevel gear generator. That's what happens. See the here. This is a straight bevel gear generator, and then next one is the spiral bevel gear generator. So in the case of straight bevel gear generator, okay, in the case of the case of a straight bevel gear generator, according to the purpose, everything they're classified or they're signified. We can say what happens is the generating process. Okay, here also what happens? Sorry, the generating process is similar. It's always similar to rolling of a bevel gear blank. The same way of an imaginary crown wheel. It's always of an imaginary crown wheel. That's what happens. So mainly of an imaginary crown wheel. So the crown wheel is the bevel gear having pitch cone angle. It's always having a pitch cone angle of almost 180. Okay, we can say maximum up to 180 degree. Okay. So the teeth of the crown wheel, the teeth of the crown wheel is always straight and radial. In practice, instead of full crown wheel, only two teeth are used for generation of a bevel gear from a blank. So two cutting tools in the form of two teeth of a crown wheel are used. What happens is the tools have the profile of the teeth being cut. The two tools together cut only one tooth space at a time. That's what happens in the case of a straight bevel gear generator. In the case of a straight, okay, in the case of a straight bevel gear generator, okay, in the case of a straight bevel gear generator, what happens is the generating process is similar. Okay, in this case, what happens is the generating process is always similar. Okay, the generating process is similar to rolling of a bevel gear blank. It is mainly to a rolling of a bevel gear blank. Okay, the generating process almost similar to a rolling of a bevel gear blank. That's what we say. So rolling is mainly to the rolling of a bevel gear blank. That's what we say. Okay. Then what happens is of an imaginary crown wheel. It is mainly of an imaginary crown wheel. Okay, it is mainly of an imaginary crown wheel. It's mainly of an imaginary crown wheel where it is a bevel gear having an pitch cone angle of almost 180 degree, where the teeth of the crown wheel are straight and radial. Mainly the teeth of the crown wheel are straight and radial. Okay, in practice, instead of full crown wheel, only two teeth are used for generating of a bevel gear from a plank. So instead of full crown wheel, okay, instead of full crown wheel, only two teeth are used for generating of a bevel gear from a blank. Then two cutting tools in the form of two teeth of a crown wheel are used. Two cutting tools in the form of a two teeth of a crown wheel are used. Tools have the profile of the teeth being cut. Okay, tools have the profile of the teeth being cut. Then the two tools together cut only one tooth space at a time. That's what happens in the case of this. The tooth always have a profile of the teeth being cut. The tooth will be always having a profile of the teeth being cut, and the two tools together, mainly the two tools together, cut only one tooth space at a time. So that's what happens over here in the case of a straight bevel gear generator, where the gear hull, okay, always what happens, the gear blank is held in the arbor. Okay, the mainly the gear blank is held in the arbor. So what do you mean by arbor? Can I ask Andhra Suresh? I already told this. What do you mean by an arbor, Andhra Suresh? What do you mean by an arbor?
ഹാർബർ ഹാർബർ അറിയില്ല.
Rahul Rajiv. Rahul Rajiv.
സർ
Arbor.
സർ അത്
What do you mean by arbor?
സർ
Hmm. 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 We have learned. We have learned that
ഹോൾഡിംഗ്
Ah,
ഹോൾഡിംഗ്
holding area we can say arbor.
ആ
Hmm? Hmm? You are very near to the
കട്ടറിന്റെ
hmm, cutter and hmm. Any one of in the class. Any one of in the class. I have already told us everything while taking the class of lathe everything. Okay, that's why.
മെറ്റീരിയൽ
And you-
സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ
Okay, okay. Material support here. Okay, you are almost okay. Yeah, it helps in material only. You're right. Not only support. What helps?
മെഷീൻ ഫോർ ഗെറ്റിംഗ് മെഷീൻ
It is mainly a rotating bar in a machine, okay, or a power tool for what? Cutting or where the cutting or the grinding wheel is fitted. It is mainly used for the fitting of the cutting or grinding wheel. Alle? This is what? It's mainly used for fitting, okay, fitting operation. That's the term which has to come, okay. It's mainly not for supporting. It can be supporting also, but the exact term is fitting. Okay, Rahul.
ഓക്കെ സർ
Exact term is fitting. Okay, that's what I already told everything. I hope so you remember. Now you remember. I already told while taking the class of lathe everything in our first module. Okay, and while telling various operations everywhere, we have been discussing all this. Okay, so what happens is, so the machine, the black is given a rolling reverse. Two straight cutters are held. Okay, so this is the arbor is used. That's what happens in the case of a straight bevel gear generator. Then what happens after the straight bevel gear generator? What happens? We will be having what, a spiral. Okay, we will be having a spiral bevel gear generator. Then we will be having a spiral bevel gear generator, where it is one which has the helical teeth like. Okay, it is the one which mainly has the helical teeth like. Okay, it is the one which has the helical teeth like the helical gear using a spiral bevel gear. Okay, in this case what happens, it is the one which has a helical, in this case it is a helical teeth like the helical gear using a spiral bevel gear, which brings the benefits of less vibration and noise. It is always which brings the benefits of less vibration and noise. It is used often in vehicle transmission as drive. Okay. It is used often in vehicle transmission as drive from the drive shaft must be turned 90 degrees, as the drive from the drive shaft must be turned 90 degrees to drive the wheels. That's what happens. So what happens over here is that we have a spiral bevel gear generator. So It is the one which has helical teeth. It is the one which has the helical teeth like the helical gear using a spiral bevel gear. So what happens is spiral bevel gear generators always mean that it is the one which has a helical teeth like the helical gear using a spiral bevel gear. It also brings the benefit of less vibration and noise. That's what happens in the case of spiral bevel gear generator. It is always the one which has the helical teeth. It is always the one which has the helical teeth like the helical gear using a spiral bevel gear. We will be always using a spiral bevel gear, which brings the benefit of less vibration and noises. It is always brings the benefit of less vibration and noise. Okay. Then what happens when it brings the less vibration and noise? It is used often in vehicle transmission. Okay, it is mainly used in vehicle transmission. I hope so. You remember what was the purpose of gear and what was the requirement. That whole we have studied in our previous modules. So what happens is here it is used often. Okay, it is used often in vehicle transmission as drive from the drive shaft must be turned 90 degrees to drive the wheels. It is mainly drive from the drive shaft to be turned from 90 degrees. It is mainly the 90 degrees to turn the wheels. That's what we use in the case of what mainly in the case of spiral bevel gear generator. The name itself represents is mainly in the case of spiral. Okay, it is mainly in the case of spiral bevel gear generator. Okay, it's mainly the shape in the case of spiral bevel gear generator. That's what happens. Then what happens? Then we always have worm gear cutting. Okay, then we always have a worm. Okay, worm gear cutting, and we have worm gear cutting. So you can it is almost similar to bevel gear, but we can say it's quietly different also in a certain aspects as per our requirement. In certain aspects it is quietly different. That's what we say over here. Okay, in the case of a worm gear cutting, in the case of worm gear in the case of yes worm gear cutting. So what happens over there is in the case of worm gear cutting, what happens is okay, we have what worm gear is a staggered shaft gear. It is always a, you can see the figure itself. Okay, a very simple representation of figure is being given. It's a staggered shaft gear. That's what it's a normally a staggered shaft gear. So worm gear is a staggered shaft gear that creates the motion between the shaft using the threads. It is always creating a motion regarding the shafts. Sorry, regarding the shafts using the threads that are cut into the cylindrical bar to provide speed reduction. Is mainly to provide the speed reduction. That's what happens. It's mainly used to provide the speed reduction. Okay, that's what happens in the case of a worm gear. So worm gear is a staggered. Okay, mainly what happens is worm gear. Worm gear is a staggered setup where the worm gear is a staggered shaft gear that is always creates a motion. It always creates a motion. It always creates a motion between the shafts. It always creates a motion between the shafts during between the shafts. Doing that, the cut are into a cylindrical bar to provide. Mainly the cuts are into a cylindrical bar. It is mainly the cuts are into a cylindrical bar to provide. It is mainly to provide the speed reduction in order to provide the speed cylindrical bar to cut in order to provide the speed reduction. That's what we say. Okay, in order to provide the speed reduction. Okay, that's what happens. Mainly cut into bar to provide the speed reduction. Then what happens? The advantages. Okay, the advantages. The advantages of worm gears include the advantages of worm gears. Okay, the advantages of worm gears include noise and vibration reduction as well as compactness. The advantages of worm gears include noise and vibration reduction as well as compactness. Then it is a gear which consists of a shaft with spiral thread that engages with the drive and drives a toothed wheel, changes the rotational movement by 90 degrees. Where the plane of the movement, where always the plane of the movement also changes due to the position of the worm in the worm wheel. It is mainly due to the position of the worm in the worm wheel. Then The primary benefit of the worm gear is the ability to provide high reduction ratios and corresponding high torque multiplication. So that's why it is widely used in automobiles. Okay, I hope so. You have a basic idea of automobiles because of IC engines, everything, where the power is transmitted from the engine towards the wheels with the help of a proper gear ratios according to the gear arrangement and according to the gear functionality. So this is what happens over here. So what happens is in the case of worm gear cutting is, okay, it is a staggered shaft gear. The main word is the staggered. It's a always a staggered shaft gear that creates, okay, that creates the motion. It always creates the motion between the shafts using the threads. Okay, so worm gear is a staggered shaft gear. It's always a staggered shaft gear which rotates. The worm gear is always a staggered shaft gear that creates motion. It always creates motion between the shaft. It always creates motion between the shaft using the threads that are cut into a cylindrical bar. Okay, that are cut into a cylindrical bar to provide speed reduction. It's mainly used to provide speed reduction. The advantages of worm gears include noise and vibration reduction as well as compactness. The advantages of worm gears include noise and vibration reduction as well as compactness. Then it is a gear consisting of a shaft. It's always a gear consisting of a shaft with spiral thread that engages with the drives, that mainly engages with the drives, where a toothed wheel and also changes the rotational movement. A toothed wheel and also changes the rotational movement by, okay, by the degree. Okay, also changes the rotational movement to an extent. So what happens over here is we have the change rotational movement by 90 degrees, where the plane also changes to the position of the worm wheel, where the plane also changes to the position of the worm wheel. Okay, in the normal case, what happens is where the plane also changes in the position of the worm wheel. Then the primary benefit, mainly the primary benefit of the worm wheel is, okay, mainly the primary benefit. Okay, the primary benefit of the worm gear is the ability to provide high reduction ratios. Is the ability to provide high reduction ratios and corresponding high torque multiplication. That's what. And corresponding high torque multiplication is required. So this is what happened with respect to the worm gear cutting and with respect to the what, bevel gear cutting operations. Okay, mainly with respect to the bevel gear cutting operations. So these are the two factors. Okay, all this, okay, all this comes under which category? Can anyone of you say all this comes under which category? Could anyone of you say all this comes under which category? Any one of you comes under which category? All this comes under the category of what? Adarsh Manohar, could you tell me all this comes under category of which one? Adarsh, are you available there? Could you just tell me all this comes under the category of which one? That's what my question. Adarsh,
Surrender.
so all this comes under the category of which one? Hmm? All this comes under the category of which one? That's my question.
Sir, അത്
Hmm. Hmm. All this comes under the category of which one? The various gear finishing operations, we can say, various gear finishing or the various parameters. Rahul Raji, you could tell me. Rahul,
Yes, sir.
all this comes under all the worm gear, bevel gear, everything comes under
Various gear
various gear.
operations.
Where it is super finishing, or some other operations.
Yes, sir.
Which one? Not yes, sir. Tell me which one. Specifically, tell me which one.
Super. She.
Worm gear is worm gear cutting operation. Bevel gear is bevel gear cutting operation. So all this comes under the various gear cutting operations which are related to the gear finishing operations. That's what you have to say. What happened? That you are going to write the exam for third and fourth module. Fine. Okay, I'll stop. We'll have the continuation next class.